Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mansions. I'm Marianne. Welcome to February readings. I'm doing all the readings. I am now on the sign of Cancer, so this is for all the Cancers in the world, and I love you, Cancers. I do. And you have some interesting things I'll share with you, but first and foremost, if you are new, welcome to my channel. I'm a intuitive psychic tarot reader, and I incorporate messages that have to do with our chakras every day. I will be doing a Celtic Cross reading with my deck that I love for Valentine's Day and the whole month of February, which is known notoriously as the month of love. And then I'm going to incorporate the message that comes for the crystal, which I'm wearing now, but may change for your reading. We'll find out soon enough. I'm going to finish with an animal spirit message and also a beautiful manifestation. What is it? It is a manifestation, motivation manifesto message. That's a mouthful. Anyway, let's get on with the reading, shall we? So, as I mentioned, I always start with a chakra check that Spirit wants us to just be aware of. These are the energy centers within our body. There are so many more than I even realized, but I'm basing on the 7th and even 8th chakra, which is the one that outside of the crown chakra above the 7th is where we're all connected and we're all in this together. And we know that's true. Most of you watching this know that. And I think that'll become way more apparent as we go forward into this journey of our lives. So I'm going to shuffle. This was the last reading of Gemini's chakra that came up. Well, I'm just shuffling it a few times. I can't really see. It's not really important. And Spirit lets me know, and you, exactly which one they want you to focus on. Now, these are so important to keep as open our energy chakras as possible. I do a meditation every morning that takes about 2-3 minutes, opening each one from the base chakras, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and then upward, as I mentioned. Oh my gosh. This isn't the first time it's happened. You got the same one, and I was shuffling them pretty good down there. And I love it because this has to do with our third eye, our crown chakra, not our third eye, I apologize. This is the 6th chakra. No, I am right. Oh my gosh. One of those days, I suppose. The third eye, this is where we have that incredible intuitive ability, which we all have, but sometimes, and I know you understand this, Cancer, as a water sign, sometimes it's just so much more in tune. It is so right on. It feels like I can think anything that happens. I can create and manifest in ways I never thought that was possible. And I can explain a little bit as to why that's happening, because I do like to incorporate, along with everything else I mentioned, the most prominent aspects of astrology, which are the placements of the moon, the full and the new moon, certainly the eclipses, and you being ruled by the moon, Cancer. This is very relative to you because you always seem to feel and have great insight, psychic abilities, intuition, incredible dreams, prophetic dreams. I think it's a gift. Now, not everybody does, but once you accept it and recognize and utilize it to help you and know and see it as a strength, it's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And so, yes, this is pertaining to that very aspect of you. No surprise. And let me say to you that we have changed the positions of the node as of January 11th. Every 18 months or so, we have what we call our eclipse seasons. And they're a series of 2 astrological signs each 18 months, okay? It was an Aries North node, they call it. Libra South node. It is now changed into Pisces North node and Virgo South node. So basically it's like a dragon. So the head of the dragon, the North node, and the tail of the dragon. North being the direction we really want to go, our dreams, our aspirations, that sort of thing. The South being all the things we really need to let go of. And this is the time in the next 18 months through July of 2026, you're going to find yourself just honestly with the Virgo aspect there, wanting to release, to purge, to cleanse, to remove things in your immediate energy field, but also in your mind, as well as just your body, you know, and what are you taking, what are you putting in your body? You know, what people and circumstances have been toxic and you've known that and you've just allowed it to happen. No mas, truthfully. And I think it's phenomenal. But more importantly, the North Node in Pisces is your fellow water sign. And as this water sign I mentioned, water signs have the gift that we all have gifts with this incredible perception and creativity and sensitivity, you know, the empathic aspect of the people out there that are wanting to just like work and help people, and they're in fields and metaphysical fields and astrology and energetic things such as, you know, Reiki energy classes and courses, and, you know, actually working massage therapists, that sort of thing. I have a moon in Pisces. No, I do not. I have forgive me. My rising sign is in Pisces, and I am a massage therapist full-time, and I am a Reiki master practitioner. So no, not every single Pisces or Cancer or Scorpio, the third of the three water signs, are involved in that, but many, I would say a majority are, or they're interested. And this might be the year that you make a change from that office setting to having your own channel, having your own business, entrepreneurial. We had Pluto go into the sign of Aquarius, and it's all about invention, all about breaking out of the box, so to speak, changing, you know, your trajectory as to where you want your life to go. The star represents the tarot card in astrology is the star when it represents Aquarius. So I feel like many of us, and yourself included, Cancer, are really going to just come into your own. And I think you're feeling it, and you have been. And these eclipses happening in the next 18 months in both of the signs are going to really, really bounce it up. But there's even more exciting news for you. And that is that Jupiter, the benevolent planet, is going into your sign on June 9th. Now, it is extremely happy in Cancer. It is definitely about an expansion in your life, you know, transitions, some made, some unexpected, but absolutely for the benefit of yourself and everybody around you. It's exciting. It's, I don't know, it's individual because this is a general reading. But let me read to you the beautiful saying that has to do with really focusing on the chakra, which is your third eye, and what I mentioned in the last reading as well. You might want to read Geminis. You may have some Gemini placements. So being as you're very close to each other on the astrology wheel, this is just a double reminder, I guess, from Spirit, letting you know that my intuition connects me to all-seeing, omnipresent nature of the universe. Divine intelligence flows through me. I am provided profound insights that allow me to navigate life's constant movement with simplicity and ease. And you know what else? I would be very, very surprised if you were to not tell me that you have had some really interesting prophetic dreams with this Piscean energy once again. Piscean is many things, and they are the 12th sign in the zodiac, and they are mutable, and they are very much of the other realms, okay? And they've been in other lives, and they have a little bit of every sign in them being in the 12th house. They've experienced it, and they feel it, and they just know, and they want to give, and they're compassionate, and so are you. So this is the time, this is the year that's going to be especially good for you, Cancer. But we'll stick with February to start, okay? So let me just mention that the third eye crystal that I have in here that is especially good that you may want to use is the beautiful amethyst. I use this on a regular basis. I'm sure most of you watching have already been doing this for years, maybe longer than I. And it is definitely about helping to release toxicity. It definitely has to do with enhancing your gifts and utilizing them in ways that are going to be very beneficial for you. I mean, I always like knowing and sensing how people feel that I care about, especially you're very much catered to family. The other really beautiful mention that I'll mention, and then we'll get on to reading, is that Mars, the very powerful warrior planet, has been in retrograde in your sign. Now, it started direct motion, I want to say last August. It's a very long time for Mars to be in Cancer. But then it went into Leo and retrograded into Leo. And then it went direct into, it went back into your sign, still in retrograde on the 6th of January. And then on the 23rd of February, at long last, it's going to go direct in your sign. Now, that's going to give you some real powerful energy, some very strong drive that may have been missing. I know I've noticed it. Everybody notices it when Mars retrogrades. It doesn't take it away completely, but it definitely kind of, I just realized it. I study it, so I like to share that and know it's not just you, you're not alone. But man, when it comes back into your sign, that'll be there through April. There's nothing stopping you, Cancer. So, and then the beautiful complementary energy of Piscean energy in the North Node and Venus being in there, it'll change into Aries on the 4th of February. But you've probably noticed some really beautiful, just magical things happening, which is what Venus does, another beautiful, benevolent planet. So this month is going to be, we're in Aquarius season, and that is definitely a very strong energy. Pluto moved into Aquarius. Mercury went into Aquarius, I believe, on the 27th of January. Many influences of the air energy, the ability to speak and communicate and to learn. Aquarius is about following our dreams, helping as many people on this planet as possible. They're known as the water barrier, not the water sign like you, but they have a wealth of knowledge and they just want to share it and they want to teach and they want to keep learning. They're the air elements, so it's very much in the mind, but translating that to others for the benefit of growth and help in big numbers, as a collective. So let us go on to reading now. This is the deck that I have had for some time, but of course being pink seemed appropriate, as with the gloves, which is all about the energy of heart, of sensitivity. It kind of resonates with the upper chakra area, the 3 upper chakra area, the 3rd eye, the crown, and then onwards. So that's very important and influential for all of us and your reading. And it is known as the OK Simple Tarot deck. Let's see here. It is by Adam J. Kurtz. It's just really cute and it's really, really simple. So yeah, OK Tarot, the simple deck for everyone. So anyway, I'm going to do the Celtic Cross like I mentioned, and this is going to have a lot of different placements that I'll explain as we go along. And I hope that you resonate and feel some kind of upliftment, encouragement. I am not a doctor. I am not a financial advisor. I am none of those. I am somebody that likes to work with my energy. I like to speak about things that come through to me, even if it isn't specifically what a card would normally represent. I will always be open about that. You may resonate immediately with this reading, or maybe not at all as a general. There's a lot of beautiful Cancers in the world, but give it time, because I think you can find something that the energy has to share with you today that might be very useful for you. So the overall energy is going to be the first card that comes in the center of the reading. And I did, of course, bless the cards prior to and always ask for clear and concise messages. And you have the 6 of Wands. What? Well, that's a beautiful start. Let me just put that out there right off the bat. This card, of course, being so simple, doesn't really express and show like the Rider-Waite-Smith deck that has great illustrations, and it's usually for myself and many people the first deck we start with. And I have many, many decks, and I will always want decks, and I will never have enough. But this is so beautiful. This represents victorious completion, recognition for your gifts, for your honors, the things that you've done, the ways that you've helped. And it's shining through now. It's, in other words, it's your time. You know that feeling. And as I said, it's building, it's growing. There'll be changes and transformations certainly before June 9th when Jupiter enters your sign. But it goes direct on the 4th of February in the sign of Gemini. And that's definitely the 9th house about, you know, really focusing on our highest aspirations, our journey in life, and actually traveling. Now, you may have planned a trip, maybe you are going to plan a trip, but I think it's very, very strong for you, and I feel like it's strong for the collective. With a lot of years that we were not able to go places, it's really starting to change, but this is people admiring you and giving you the accolades you deserve, you know, recognizing your gifts and letting you know it and speaking out loud about it. You know, there's some public notoriety in some way. Maybe you understand what I'm speaking of, or it's still coming. But congratulations, because I know as a cardinal sign, myself, you are a cardinal sign. You usher in the beautiful month and season of summer. And there's that warmth and that glow, right? And so, yes, that is the overall energy to start your reading. So I'd be fine with just that, to be completely honest. But know that you are going to be recognized, and you may be written up about, you may be, I don't know. I would love to have you share that with me if you would. Now, the crossing card is going to be the blessings or blocks. And you have the King of Swords. Well, that's very conducive for being in Aquarius season. But then it does change into Pisces season on the 18th of February. So once again, very, very complimentary for you as a fellow water sign. So, but this is about truth. This is about the maturity of being able to have the conversations that maybe you didn't feel so strongly or confident about. You know, this is about being given direction by those in authority. As I mentioned, maybe you're wanting to find out about a specific outcome of a doctor's, you know, recommendation, or once again, finances. I mean, we're approaching tax season. I hate to even mention it, but it's true. And so you're going to get the skinny on that, as it were. You're going to get the truth. And I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's positive with this information right here coming from the center card of the Six of Wands. Forget about it, right? So I love that. Now, the only thing I would have any, you know, blocks about is if, you know, you're still having to wait just a little bit with the retrograde aspect of Mars and the momentum, and you know, doing what a lot of us have to do. We have to wait for the next appointment to come in to be able to even have the conversation to find out the results. So there's only that, but otherwise it's very strong, very, very in line with what's happening. And ironically, I didn't mention Mercury did go into Aquarius, or maybe I did, on the 27th of January. So this is very clear, direct, truth-seeking and truth-spoken messages, okay? But once again, the air element, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Okay, maybe you have people in your life you already know about, or maybe you've had those conversations, and maybe it's somebody you love dearly, because it is the month of love. They're maybe professing their love and maybe saying how amazing you are and you're the only one for them, and I hope that's the case. I love it. That's the last time I received a box of chocolate, just so you know, just out of the blue here. And that was from my dad 22 years ago, but I keep that one and I hold it so close to my heart because that's the kind of dad he was, right? But anyway, I digress. Anyway, we're going on to the next card, which is going to be the foundation for you. And you have the Nine of Swords. Well, here we are again with the swords. The Nine of Swords are the things that we tend to do, whether you're an air sign or not. And I'm feeling and picking up, just being honest, you may know, and you can certainly look it up very, very easily and for free, your natal chart, because you're so much more than your sun sign. You know, there are 12 planets from the moment that we're born, this snapshot, and it's just so much depth, and I didn't know it myself. I was all about the sun and all about the compatibility of the things, and I hope to have a little series on that as well. Stay tuned. But this is the 9. This is the fears and the confusion and the things that we do that our mind, the games that our minds can play. Wow. All I can say to you is, if that's how you've been feeling and that's how you feel at this moment, at this reading, you need to sit, take those deep breaths, use that intuition and say, everything is going to be okay. All of this is a thought, sometimes fears. I have no idea as to what the actual outcome is. We all do it. And as soon as you start to feel that way, or someone says something to instigate it, or you watch something, for heaven's sakes, on TV, please don't do that if you can help it. As soon as you start to feel that, you need to say, snap that finger, and that snap will be like a little hypnotic gesture for yourself to say, get over it, don't do it. And thoughts are so fleeting. I'm just making a joke, but truthfully, I do it all the time. I'm an air sign. I have 4 planets in Libra, so yes, I'm familiar with this. And yes, I've worked on it for many, many years. I'm probably a lot older than many of you watching. And it is a matter of fully focusing on the fact that it is a thought. It could be here one moment and gone the next. It's really up to us. You know, that is so crucial in our well-being, is how we speak to ourselves, how we're thinking. This is reminding you of that, okay? So far, I'm not concerned, though, and I think it's going to be a very fleeting thing. Or maybe it's people you're around. It might not even be you, quite frankly, as a water sign. You're just perceptive, and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, that's a person that needs to stop worrying so much. And you can shed some love to them from a distance. You know how you can do that, right? Just pour out to yourself and say to them, I see them as whole and complete and not concerned about things that they don't need to be. So I like that as well. Then we have your past, your recent past position, and you have Temperance. So important. This represents the sign of Sagittarius. One of my favorite signs, also ruled by Jupiter. So many times I find Sagittarians to be extremely optimistic. They just want to believe in the best outcome, and they work for it. It doesn't just come to them, but it's really about the balance. And I mean, that has to do with the energy of the air, of course, Libra being the sign of the scales and the justice. But also just knowing that, and especially you, my goodness, now that I'm saying this, the alchemy that can occur, you know, the gifts that we have, the ways that we can manifest things for better or worse. And this is about keeping in tune with your ability to change water into wine. You know, we are capable. You know that, I know that. I'm sure you've done it many times purposefully. And it'll probably happen in ways that you don't even expect with this incredible North Node in Pisces. I can't really express that enough. But in addition to Jupiter entering, it's going to be an amazing year for you. And I think you already sense that and feel that. There's been some tough times for a lot of us. And there will be challenging times every year. That's just the way life is. But feeling really good about how I think you've already positioned yourself into knowing the only way it's going to work is if I allow myself to be steady, to be balanced, and to stay grounded as much as possible. You know, meditate on things that make you happy. Surround yourself with the people you love. So then we have this beautiful present card. 3 of Cups. See, that's what I mean. This is it starts with the 2, which is the, you know, the balancing in one cup to the other in every aspect of your life, and keeping moderate. Don't overindulge if possible. Don't, you know, all the things that you could possibly do, that we all do it to a certain extent, but being more cognizant of that. And this is about celebration. Whoa! 3, working together with others, celebrating something. Well, yeah, because The first card being the overall energy of, you know, people recognizing you and rewards being given. And you're like, I'm going to celebrate me. I'm super excited right now. This is only, sometimes it can happen to you for years at a time, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And this is a time, it's your time. So I absolutely love that. That's present. That's your thoughts. That's your feelings, what you're bringing into it, because that is so much of what comes out, right? What we put into energy is what we receive back. So then we have your future. And we've got the Eight of Swords. Okay, so it's kind of conducive to this. This is, once again, things can sometimes, and I know you can relate to this, when they're so good, you're like, uh-oh, what if, now that that's happened, that I know just when you're up, you're down, it goes up and down, it's always going to change. I know that. And I feel like that's a slight feeling for you, like, oh, I don't want it to end. What if this beautiful feeling ends? Please do me a favor and snap out of it. Do that snap, because it can totally change your thought and your feelings that quickly. And know that, you know, you need not burden yourself with the what ifs. It's not conducive for any kind of growth. And you already know that. So I'm not going to sit here and try to preach, but it's reminding you, though, because these thoughts are very powerful at times. Do yourself a favor and get ahead of the possible fears and say, everything is going to be good. And I will accept anything that comes my way, you know, because I'm capable and willing, and I am going to create the life that I choose. There are many things out of our control. I understand that. I'm not being a Pollyanna here, but I also know we have so much control. And that's where this is leading, in my opinion, along with your thoughts. So then we go to the stem of the Celtic cross, and we have the, okay. Well, first and foremost, I was going to say, this is your perception of things, and maybe circumstances that are happening, could be, is the devil. Don't be frightened, okay? The devil represents Capricorn. We had the moon in Capricorn last week, so it was still conducive. And then we, of course, had huge emphasis of Capricorn for many years. And Pluto was in Capricorn, but that's not any longer. And so you might still be feeling a little residue. The changing of Pluto into Aquarius only happened on December 19th of 2024. It starts in the 0 degree, and then in the next 20 years plus, it'll grow, and it's going to completely change. Now, I don't even think Capricorn in Pluto was bad, because I feel like the energy, well, it's true, the combination together of earth and water elements is actually really beautiful. So you might not have really felt the strain. But more importantly, this is about, once again, our fears, you know, our hidden insecurities. We all have them, right? And recognizing that maybe there's an addiction of sorts that I'm doing. And it's so many different types, right? You name it, they're considered addiction. Even exercise, too much exercise, too much drinking, too much overeating. That wouldn't be implicated in this only if that was something you were leaning towards. And realizing that that's not something you're going to let happen. Okay, you're already putting an intention out. And certainly with the new moon, I hope, in Aquarius, and the new moon happening in Pisces at the end of February on the 27th. Wow, will that be great for transforming so many things in an almost completely magical way. The new moon is the opportunity to create the intentions and then watch them happen. Also, the full moon, which is happening on the 12th in Leo, is definitely going to shine a light. And Leo is about passion and love. And I know many water signs that are very much attracted to fire. It's kind of an energy, right? I mean, it's like, it's really exciting. And it's like, you just have to be careful of that temperance with it. You can't put too much water on fire, it'll go out. You can't have too much fire steaming and burning and drying out the water, right? So there's that yeah, just that right amount of energy and such that has to be kept at balance once again. And we've already spoken of balance. So yeah, just being in tune, and you're already on top of it as usual. You know, and you're thinking, I'm not going to let this happen this year. I'm letting go of that Virgo South Node. That's not having those people. Maybe you know people that have this situation happening. It does not have to be you. But even being around it can be a little bit stifling for you and your energy. So I'm just putting that out there as well. Then we have the environment. What do you have? King of Pentacles. Gosh darn, you've got the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Once again, the most mature energy. It doesn't have to be a male. It's not male or female gender associated, but what it is, it's just about the growth, you know, at any age that you feel yourself becoming, and the fact that you're really well provided for, even if it doesn't seem like it now. There's so many opportunities coming up for you, and it has to do with your sustenance and your home and your family and your health and your well-being, and it's looking very, very prosperous for you. Okay, and that's so important. I mean, we want to know that we have security, and we have all that is necessary for ourselves, for our families, and this is your environment. So yes, the answer is yes. You've got the Six of Wands to start. You've got the Three of Cups to celebrate. You've got thoughts and things that are wanting to come in, or people you know that are trying to maybe put a damper or bringing out the negative, like, what if that, you know, all the no, we don't need that. You're on top of this, okay? Then we have your hopes and fears. Oh my gosh, I love this. Hopes and fears is the Queen of Wands. Now that is the more feminine aspect. There's a masculine and feminine energy in all of us. And that's that part of us that wants to absolutely recognize our ability to intuitively know. You know, it's an inside job. It's more inward when it's the feminine, right? We're really recognizing our abilities. We don't need to scream and shout it, but we definitely know that we're fired up about it. We're recognizing how things are really leveling up in any area of our life, certainly with recognition. Once again, I would say intuition and gifts of clairvoyance and psychic ability. It's going to be very profound. I would love you to take notes and keep track. Yeah, there's an all-knowing with this. The wands are business. They're excited. There's that fiery, ambitious aspect. It's going to go with Mars direct, you know, keeping the dream alive. All right, so that's a hope and fear. This is a great hope. You've got this, Cancer. You always have. You may have fire placements as well. I just picked up on that, and you can let me know that too if you would be so kind. Then the outcome card, and we have the Five of Cups. Now the Five of Cups is generally when you see in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction, there are 3 cups fallen, spilt milk, spilt wine, and the 2 remaining. So this is like for everyone. It's always a beautiful thing with a lot of wonderful things coming your way. Focus on the best. Focus on what you want. Focus on the positive. You know, there are things that come and grow. There are things that have already happened. You have no control over it. It's done. And knowing that there's always going to be that support, and there's always incredible things to be grateful for. You know all this. I understand that, but this is just there to remind you, because I feel some amazing things that are going to happen. You probably can't, even you, with your incredible psychic ability and things that you're just aware and you know about. There's going to be some things that are going to come out of the blue that you're going to be so elated about. Okay, I'll leave it at that. So this is a great reading. There's a lot of emotion involved here. You're using and utilizing your energy as a water sign. It's just who you are. You have great compassion, and compassion is essential for yourself as well. I am going to read your animal spirit guide message. I absolutely love this deck, and I love what the messages have to say. So let me just pull out that for you and show you what comes up. Thank you very much for your time. If you're still watching and you've enjoyed this, I appreciate all that support my channel. It is about liking, subscribing, and sharing, and helping me grow the channel. This is my passion. You can fully understand, I know. And I'm not going anywhere. It's all free to join. There's no cost. I may have a membership later on down the line. Not at this point. I'm doing this from my heart to yours because it means that much to me. And so I just appreciate any and all support. So I'm just going to take this deck. They're nice and big. Do a little shuffle for you and see what Spirit wants you to know animal spirit-wise, because animal spirits are very much a part of our lives. And I mean, I love animals. I'm sure most of you do as well. And I just really appreciate this deck. So we have for you, oh my gosh. Well, I didn't mention this because I completely forgot. I've had this deck a while, but I haven't pulled it out for a couple of years. This is everything and all. It is just exactly what I was saying as far as the, I don't know, it's the celebratory aspect. It's the energy. It's like the sun. It's not an animal per se, but let me double check to make sure, because I don't even know at this point. I'm going to have to thumb through. I apologize. I'm so excited about that. It's you just being a part of it all. You're so, it's that third eye and just being in tune with your everything. It's wild. It's called wild. It's the wild card. Okay, it's the words associated with wild, Cancer, is being, possibilities, and awe. Trust me when I tell you this beautiful alignment with you and Pisces is like none you will have experienced. I mean, you may have experienced the last one. I'm trying to think of when they said it happened. I think it was, well, there's several different times. I believe the most recent that I had heard about, because I'm always studying and trying to learn continuously. And like I said, astrology is really about cycles and new cycles starting like this year. And I believe it said it was between the year of 2011 and 12. Yeah, and I don't know if you remember what you were doing then, but there were some incredible new things that came in, and you changed jobs maybe, or you changed, you know, the relationship you were in, or you felt this empowerment. You started college. It's relative to your age, of course. Let me read on for you. Existence is the mystery of mysteries. The hunger to exist is the little force of creation. To be embodied, to be any being at all, is to witness the miracle of the mystery. Focusing on deep thanks for consciousness, similar, will allow you to become your most evolved self. Wild card connotes time, it's supposed to be denotes, but they misspelled it, sorry. Wild card denotes a time of meditating and reprogramming any negative habitual thoughts with gratitude and awe. Can you believe that? I love Spirit so much. I love what I do so much. Take a breath, relax the center of your brain, enjoy a moment of not doing. Do not doing for a moment of being. Wow. That's the first time I've gotten that card. And I'm not surprised, but I absolutely love it for you. So I hope you can feel that and you fully can take that in. Okay, Cancers? It's a special, special time. And I'm going to finish with the last, as I mentioned, Motivation Manifesto message. And so here we go. Let me turn it around and make it so that's not happening. And just wish you the best, beautiful, loving February. A lot of beautiful, beautiful energy coming through. So for you, in closing, by refusing to bend our own values, we become unbreakable, solid and stable, courageous and certain, men and women of valor, worth, and character. Let us build a life we are proud of. Always, right? And I love that. Let me just put that there for you if you want to take a snapshot. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your time. Take great care. Until next time. Bye for now.